Ah, see, one of these is working. That's working. You hear me now, but I don't know. Is it this? Yeah, it's not the right mic. Hold on. How about now? Ah, there we go. Host mic. I have too many audio inputs. Can't everybody hear me? Let's try this one. I see the mixer on. It should be okay. There we go. Working. Thank you, Bob. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tuesday stream where everything is live and everything doesn't work when it's supposed to. Now you know why the first half of Meet the Polymaker last week didn't have audio. Could have swore that I verified that before leaving, before when I pre-recorded that, because I pre-recorded that back to back with the first half of the previous week's episode. Now it's fine. Who knows? I don't know what the deal is, but here we are. We're not worried about the past. We're worried about today and what you are all up to. It's been a while. I missed your faces, even though I don't see your faces. I see your usernames, but we'll just pretend that's what your face looks like. A bunch of colorful characters. That actually probably describes the lot of you, right? Can we tip him with sleep? You see the bag under my eyes? I did actually get really good sleep. That's why I'm have some energy here. And the bags are always there. They might be a little more significant from the travels and the back-to-back events, which we'll talk about here. But it was great fun, new experiences, new people. It was a very, very good time. Detailed update on the door painting. The detailed update is the door is still not painted. I still have not fully committed to one of the 800 projects we've talked about. Yeah, I've been busy with other things. Even then, I'm just indecisive. So what will that door be? Probably when I decide, I'm not even going to tell you guys, unless it's like a community thing. The only thing with doing community, like I think we've talked about it before, like letting people print something and send it to me, is you're not going to really be able to see it. It's because it's never in focus. This, unfortunately for you, is in focus. That's blurry. So I don't know. Haven't figured it out. Not indecisive. I just can't decide. Yeah, I think that's fair. So when were you diagnosed with ADHD? Never. Someday we will all just be shocked when it actually happens. And that'll be the surprise. Tink live. And then I just walk through it. I haven't set up that good of special effects yet. So, but that would be funny. It'd just be a brick wall and just... I'm sure I could probably do it with all the software that's on this thing, but Decium caffeine under eye serum. Is that actual good stuff? See, there's always like TikTok will recommend 800 things. My wife has seen 1.5 million things, but you never know what's actually going to work. I mean, I take recommendations. As long as it's just a quick, easy apply and leave it, because for me to interrupt my typical routine in the morning or at night, it's hard. Talk to your doctor about a low dose of Ritalin. Am I that hyper? The ordinary cheap works is great. I can give you a list of what to order and pick up. As long as it's legal. We'll ease you into the world of male skincare. I have a feeling that you're going to try to sell me on some type of pyramid scheme type setup. You need this serum and this serum, and then you get it every month from me where I make a commission. I'm not saying that's what you're doing. I'm just saying that's what it's like building up to. Not hyper, but it'll help you focus. What are you saying? I can't focus? I focus when I need to. Other than that, it's everywhere. Oh, but I'm by Estee Lauder. I haven't heard that name in a while. I also don't bad makeup, but back in the day when there was commercials, If there are none of those bad storms. Yeah, Tink Live. So luckily enough, while I was gone, nothing was down south. It was all up in Michigan. Actually, one of my colleagues that is up in Michigan had messaged me, said she was, I think, 7 minutes away from, she got a picture of it, huge tornado. And she was in her basement, didn't even realize it was going on, but all safe, family safe. I think it was Union City or something that really got decimated, unfortunately. And she was close, but safe, thankfully. But unfortunately, many other people affected. I don't even know what the numbers were. My wife would just kind of keep me updated through Facebook news. Don't need to be hyper to be ADHD. You could have AD. Yeah, no, Beatles. I was the hyperness. I was referring to the Ritalin. And which I know it's not just to calm you down, it can help to focus and stuff. In male pattern balding now. Yeah, Dominic, I'm under that too. That's, the hat's only on because I didn't do my hair today. As you all know, this is Joel's lazy day haircut. But I did notice, I don't know if anybody watched the Meet the Polymaker since the audio didn't work in the first half. For those that you maybe that clicked off the stream, if you want to go back and watch the interview, it's with Gwen, one of our EU team members. The interview, the second half of the show has audio. Basically from the commercials on, audio is good. So if you want to skip ahead and watch it and just learn about one of our other Polymaker employees, I invite you to do so. But if you watch it, look how raw, like, okay, so I trimmed today and I did not realize how badly it was just homeless beard. When I shave and it's just chunks coming off, I realize I waited too long. Everyone should cut their own hair. It's easier than you'd think. So I'm lucky. I have a wife that went to cosmetology school and she cuts my hair. So it's free. Even better. Okay, let's see. What else have I missed here? I got all my 3D printing working on 3 different Linux distros. Linux is, it's very useful for those that know how to use it. Yes, the door. Beatles Cuber. Yes, I will be at 3D Printopia. So we'll talk about that. I've typically covered kind of the events on these community streams, just talking about where we'll be and when, because I'm very horrible at actually posting it. I need to like make announcements just so people know. X cut your hair during the pandemic. So you learn. Hey, there you go. Okay. So yeah, there's what have we missed in the last, what has it been? Has it been 2 weeks that I've had a stream, I think, right? Well, a live stream that I've talked to you guys. Schedule your post across channels. Yeah, no, I need there's a lot that we need to set up like an auto on the Discord, which there's a lot of updates that need to work with our mods. Our mods are amazing mods. They offer help and have just been wrapped up in other things. So I'm going to utilize them to help me learn some more and help implement some good fun stuff. But yeah, ideally the posts, we don't want to flood all of our channels, but you know, main channels where people actually click into shows or streams such as this, we do need to post about. Sold my childhood home, bought a H1C. The way you word that is that you sold your home and then just what you made out of your home, you were able to afford an H1C. Doesn't sound like a very big home. No offense. But yes, so for those that haven't been around or for whatever reason may have missed the Tuesday streams in my complete chaos and randomness, I have been gone for the past 2 weeks in the UK/Netherlands/UK for a couple events back to back. For starters, we were invited to attend AnimeCon in Manchester, and that was honestly a great time. I've never been to an AnimeCon, and it was an experience. And I'm not a big anime fan. I have nothing against it, but it was fun to go to see the creativity of a lot of people. Several people had 3D printed stuff, but I was surprised not to see, or at least not to recognize, maybe there's just too good of post-processing. Very much 3D printing there. So I think there's definitely a space in the Anime Con, Comic Con area. Depending, you gotta kind of feel it out. There's a lot of shows, but definitely a place for 3D printing to be represented, because I did not see it represented whatsoever. Many vendors and booths and everything else. 3D printing was not at any of them except ours. I don't have anything cool to show. I have Rumi, that's a little multicolor statue. Turned out amazing. She's in pieces right now. I was able to bring her back home, so that's going to go to Nora. She loves the K-pop Demon Hunters. And then I did do, let's see here. So I did do Zoe's weapons. There's a special name for them. We'll call them blades. And I did them in our Gradient Celestial Pink Purple. And then, of course, Silk Gold. And then just the tassel. It's just an Amazon thing, but yeah, it turned out really good. So what I also did, you'll notice like why are the gradients different on each one? Why? Stop looking at the thing. It makes it hard to do. There we go. Is because one printed down and basically they printed just like this. I mean, spaced apart from each other because I wanted to get kind of the different effect of the gradients. So it kind of turned out cool. So we're displaying that. I displayed a CosPLA Rumi sword. And then unfortunately for AnimeCon, Mira's staff that spent all that time on did not make it. The plus side is it was supposed to get signed and everything for the auction for Smurf. The voice actor ended up getting sick and was not able to make the event, so we couldn't get it signed anyway. But they're gonna have AnimeCon in Birmingham in June, and they're gonna get her to sign it then for the person who won that auction for the staff. I'm not sure who won it, but if you're watching and you did win it, it is going to get signed. There's kind of a package deal. If you happen to be in the UK, you'll get tickets, VIP tickets to the event, and then be able to take it to her yourself for signing. Or if you're willing to travel, we're not paying your travel, nor is AnimeCon. But if you can make it to Birmingham in June, I think it's Birmingham. I think it's one of those UK cities. Yeah, you'll be able to take it yourself. If not, we'll arrange and get it to you. But yeah, so AnimeCon, we displayed big shout out to a couple people. Bexy Beans in the community. She actually works with AnimeCon. She got us the invite. Huge support. She was able to transport some stuff I needed shipped last minute. Brought that in her car to the event. So hats off to her for just being a gracious host and just amazing supporter. Also to Mike Moans, check him out on Twitch. He does little prints, big prints, painting, little miniatures, a lot of them like tabletop miniatures, and he came in clutch. I don't know if you guys saw, I hadn't shared much pictures because I didn't get very many. It's hard when you're just a one-person team. A big power claw. It's done by Alex Geek's Workshop. So I printed out all the small pieces. He did the big pieces. It was just black, gray, PLA Pro. It was just kind of show how PLA Pro can be done in mechanical stuff. That was a hit. Everybody loved it because it was mechanical. I let people hold it, take pictures with it. Good time overall. That was awesome. He came in, like I said, and printed all the big parts for me and then brought them to me to the event. So not like it was just a 5-minute drive. He lives outside of Manchester. So again, go give him support and love. But then I got the Power Claw back to him before I left. I think it was on Sunday. Yeah, Sunday night. I think I shipped it over to him. Because then I flew out that Monday to go to Netherlands to go to our EU office. And for the week leading up to Smurf, he had painted that thing and it came out amazing. I've got pictures. I don't think I have any. Actually, you know what? Let's see here. Let's see if I can pull some up. Because yeah, he did an absolute phenomenal job on painting this thing. Let's pull it up. How do I not have a picture of it from the actual event? I was majorly slacking on pictures. We'll just do this. Go over here real quick like. this. Check that out. Oh, did we get some? Oh, there we go. Hey, thank you, Mike. Let's see here. Let's download desktop. And just so you can get the scale of it, let us show you. This is Mike Moans himself holding the claw. And again, yeah, stellar job. This guy in a pinch. I mean, had a little bit of leeway or a little bit of heads up to get the big parts printed, but he took it within a week, painted all this stuff, brought it to the event, even had a monitor display that actually worked really well at displaying it rather than trying to balance it on the table. And again, just came out awesome. Working with him for Adepticon, which I'll be going to in 2 weeks, for some other display pieces. Already talking this morning, and he's super helpful, again, supportive. Two people that made AnimeCon successful because half the booth did not make it there on time. The package that was supposed to be delivered on Thursday didn't show up until the following Monday, and that had the interaction game, everything else, and just kind of ruined the day. Well, I can't say ruined the day. It brought together, you know, me and Mike, thanks to Pezliz, of getting us connected there to make things happen. And he did. He said what he was going to do, and he absolutely did it and crushed it. So, yeah. And then also, again, then thirdly, thank you to Pezliz for connecting me with Mike. I think we've worked together, it was like a year or so prior ago on something sponsorship before, but I don't know who, I can't remember who does what and who has what skills because I deal with so many people. Sorry, everybody. But that's what makes the community awesome, is they're all interconnected. Everybody knows somebody, whether dealt with them before or not, and made it happen. So AnimeCon was fun. Definitely learned a lot. Got to hear a lot of karaoke, which 50% good, 50% the people were just having fun. And there was a handful amazing singers. I was it was kind of, the stage was off a little bit for me, but I could hear it the whole time, and it was good times, very good times. And that's a Warhammer 40k Orc Claw. Yep, the Power Claw, Orc Power Claw. Going back to Adepticon, we survived the hotel after parties. So we have we have fun official. I can almost say it. I'm not a big partier. I did not attend any of the events. I talked to Hank from Adepticon, or one of the main organizers, and he has let me know that there's some that get pretty crazy. I have not attended any myself. Last year was kind of a last minute put together. This year, a little more heads up. We'll have a little bit bigger display. We're going to have, usually I kind of hide this stuff, but then I'm horrible at getting live streams going while I'm at these events because I get so busy, is thanks to Traxman, who has printed, if you guys haven't heard of his name, he has printed large things. He has printed a 7-foot tall scientist that's now home in our office in Houston. He has one, I think he's talked about it, a Krampus. Pretty much, I won't say the full diorama, but enough of the diorama that it's gigantic. I think Krampus is 7 or 8 foot tall. That we may see soon at an event. Hint, hint. I don't know how much he wants me to say about it, but he is also now, with all his big printers and everything else, he is printing a 4 foot tall dice tower that will be at Adepticon. That'll be, we always like to have the interactions, have something for people to play, have a chance to win something. And got a big D20 die, which I don't know where it's in my workshop, but it's about yay big. And I can't wait to hear it. That's the biggest thing, to hear it just rattle down the tower. It's going to be fun. We'll definitely get video of it. Hopefully a live stream. Got to work all those details out. Looking to showcase some interesting prints. I got a meeting with local Halloween haunt family tomorrow. Be printing tons. Yeah, so we have Fun Official. That's Traxman. Loves Halloween. Definitely his best, favorite holiday. He has an entire yard full of direwolf. I think that's what they are. Big giant wolves. Graveyards, everything else. A lot. Most of it's 3D printed. So yeah, you guys would probably get along very great. many cups of coffee did you have per day to get it completed, Mike Moans? Yeah, he so 5 days solid work, 9 hours a day. Yeah, that's big hats off to that fella there. It is not a Godzilla. No, it is not the Godzilla. No, it's not. It's family friendly. The crib is a little bit scary. The little girl's a little bit creepy, but no, the dice tower is going to be in our Starlight. It is currently being printed in our Starlight Midnight, and it's good. It's good. Want to see more book notes? A display of filament boxes next to nooks would be amazing. Yeah, like why don't people do? Because a lot of us use the boxes on shelves. I personally, mine's just a straight organized inventory. But yeah, little nooks, little 3D or little filament box nooks. I don't know if that's what you meant, but I think I like the idea if that's not what you were thinking. I also made a photogrammetry bust to myself. The next morning, a local realtor told me all about another. He has statues of himself in his house. I think if you have a 3D printed version of yourself in your house, singular, I don't think that's bad, because I think that's a very cool conversation piece. I don't think it's being like pretentious or anything. Like, look at me, I'm so special, I'm memorialized. But it's just you know, even if it's upstairs, how many people are gonna walk in like, why? And is that 3D printed? And then it just starts the conversation. And plus, you could dress it for the holidays, put hats on it, everything else. I have thought about doing one myself. I have not got a full body scan yet. You had the option when you're a Smurf to actually be scanned, and I did not get a chance to do that. Naming my first daughter Starlight Midnight. I hope she has a successful career, whatever she chooses to do. Fair. Yeah, been a great way to show off a film collection. Nice, looks like you need an assistant in the States. Yes, Bob. Thank you. Thank you. I need assistants all over the world. That's what I need. Getting there. Real Flex is having it out in front of having like the lions, like the lions on each side of your driveway, instead just have you. That's a good idea. Maybe just like I'll have me like this, sitting cross-legged on pillars, and then 3D print just a big gate. My neighbors would be more scared of me than they already are. They're mostly old people, old ladies. I was already thinking of making an angry mouth, open, oversized head to put or turn into a weird floating headlight. Yeah, that's the thing. That's what 3D printing. You could do anything and everything. Casting, I have not messed with yet. Yeah, haven't went down that route yet. Let me make sure we have this. I see everybody putting I am awesome in, and I might not have clicked something. There we go. It's working now. Or wait, it must have pulled them all in. It just didn't refresh because there's 33. Okay, yeah, so we're good. It is live for those that haven't entered. I am awesome for a chance to win some filament at the end of the stream, whatever you call this thing I'm doing. But we'll talk about that. That's nice transition. Winning giveaways has always been very easy for the US and Canada. You guys got coupon codes. You go on the website, you order whatever you want on there to the value of the coupon code, or you do a big order and get $35 off. Now, this is going to be US, Canada, Spain, France, Germany, Poland, and Chechnya, one of those. All will be able to use codes on the website, because you guys have access, if you didn't already know, to shop.polymaker.com. If your country, if you go there with no VPN, it should put you into the right region. If not, just make sure the little drop down box in the upper right is your country. UK coming soon. We were going for the 10th, so if you guys were a Smurf and heard me say the 10th, I purposely also said we're shooting for the 10th. Can't promise it. Could be delayed. We're seeing a slight delay. We still expect it to be this week. Again, no promises. We're waiting for all the inventory to be processed. in the fulfillment center. But very soon, UK people, not only will you be able to easily redeem giveaways, you'll be able to order filament very easily straight through us. I don't know exactly where the fulfillment center is. I would imagine it's somewhat center in the UK, and I would imagine that leads to pretty quick delivery times. But I'll be curious. I'll be curious to hear from you guys once we do go live. How quickly do you get your filament? Whether it's one spool or those that order big orders. Interested in seeing, because I don't know what the shipping time is and the processing time. Processing should be quick. It's all integrated into the Shopify, but delivery, interested in seeing. Find yourself smooth on casting and resin supplier in your area, then consider cheaper options. Yeah, that's another hobby I do not need to add to the list. Multiplying the wins by the new country quantity. There you go, to celebrate. So you all get the secret codes. Awesome. If you're in those countries, yes. Though if you're not in those countries and you're in the EU, we are working to get all the EU covered. Right now, I think I can say is the EU countries are being fulfilled out of Germany, I think. Pretty sure. Don't quote me on that. So depending how far you are from Germany, it could be a little bit longer shipping, but it'll be all the sales that we have in the US and Canada. You'll be able to benefit from those, the bundle deals, all the extra stuff. You guys will be able to what's the word I'm looking for? Be able to also utilize those features. So Canada now is moved to the shop.polymaker.com. Still being fulfilled by Amazon for now. I don't know any other details on that. But yeah, we'll see. I mean, ideally we kind of get it the same across the board, make it easier. They get down to 12 Canadian dollars. And then the quality, I'm just saying. Hi Joel, I was away and may have missed you answering. Asking again, has anyone printed Polymaker HDPLA yet using the polar cooler? I have not heard any feedback from it. I think only just a handful of people have gotten the GD Max 4 so far, right? Or has it like mass delivered? So yeah, if you've got one, definitely would appreciate any feedback. What do you find out with it of setting changes? Or that's the thing too, is it's gonna, with a cooler like that, it's gonna majorly change the print profiles. That's gonna be a hard one. We may be working on something that makes the printer profiles a lot easier to access and find, but that's gonna be, I don't know, GD Max 4, because you can get it with or without the polar cooler. Is that two vastly different profiles? Be interesting to see. PBSCF. Yeah, PBSCF. It is expensive, but if you have a use case for it, the characteristics of it are amazing. So most of you have probably seen me do I don't have the bell here now. Our bell, obviously it dings. That's the cool part. It's not really the functional piece of it. It's just fun. The main thing is layered adhesion and heat deflection of 252 degrees Celsius. But one of the things with layered adhesion, I used to show on their Discord hangouts and on the stream, bell about this big and thin wall, I could put on the ground and I could stand on the edge and it would not break. So we had a bell at our table that Luke in Europe had printed, and it was probably about this big around. So of course, more mass to squish down. I stood on it. Actually, I wasn't even filming anything. Is Pooch from Repcord. We were talking and we were playing with the bell and everything. I said, "Oh yeah." I said, I do it with mine. I said, "But I didn't print this one." I'm like thinking, well, even if it breaks, they can reprint it. I don't know the settings they used. 340 for me has been the sweet spot of printing it. But I did stand on it and he was crapping his pants. So then he got on his phone. He's like, "Wait, let me record it." So then I stepped on it again. It was fine. And then I kind of rebalanced on it and kind of pushed down, and it did crack a little ring around it, but it did not completely fall apart. And now Luke isn't watching this right now, but if you were, sorry, Luke, I broke your bell. Update your profiles on the new. Yeah, we're working on that. We're working on it as quickly as possible. We have a team working on it, to believe it, believe it or not. Layer by layer. Stop. You're amazing. Yeah, I'm saying it took the full jolt several times, and then my belt never broke though, so I printed it better. And it was smaller. It should be vastly different. Just set the chamber heat 40 using 100% fan. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how that affects on certain certain material types. There's currently no Polymaker Joel STL. Polymaker 4 back in stock when? I don't have that answer. Wix Central. If you reach out to support at polymaker.com, they should be able to let you know. I'm not sure on that one. I sometimes can look it up, but everybody, it's later in the US, so I'll leave them be for the night. Team, do you want me to just upload the ones I made? Yeah, team. Oh. Buster Self reserve the right to ask people if they'd like this. Yeah, you guys are off the track. Generic works 99% of the time with, yes, tech cheaper. As a Polymaker employee, I'm lazy when it comes to printing. I use generic PLA on pretty much all of our PLA. Polymax, I bump up the usually 5 to 10 degrees. Of course the other ones, Pet G, with our new Pet G, I do play with the temps there. Overall, if anything, I'm just adjusting the temp slightly, but pretty much our entire Panchroma line, when I've printed the tiles for the wall game and I've printed Pavos myself or scientists, straight up it's generic PLA. Even if it's the silk, it's generic PLA. For me it works. Everybody's use case can be different, but for me it works. We have fun official. I don't know if a Polymaker Joel bust would provide any sort of luck. Worst case scenario, it would act more like a scarecrow to keep any bugs or animals away from your printers. Joel was a filament. What filament would he be? I don't know. What would I be? I mean, right now, like below, like belly wise TPU, I'm squishy. +5 to bed nozzle. Yeah, that's, like I said, pretty much works across the board there. Easy peasy. Helix, which why we are taking input if somebody has a profile to hold over until we get an official one internally. You're more than welcome to. Yeah, I'm gonna have to put that actually in the special chat. I'm gonna make a note in that chat now. Okay, there we go. So thank you for that question. Very good question. High speed Pet G, I don't know what she means by that. Yeah, high speed, just all over the place. I'm never all over the place. Let's see here, speaking of all over the place, I do like on these streams to share what I've printed. I showed, of course, the Zoe blades. I don't know, I was just testing. I think I maybe have showed these last week. Let's find one of the detailed ones. I mean, they're all detailed, but there you go. This is a good one. No tweak. Okay, so for example, we're talking about print profiles. Generic PLA with, this is going to be, I don't even know what I had loaded. I think it's PLA Pro. Come on, focus out. There you go. See, look at that. Look at that detail. The thing is, again, not a tuned profile. Standard PLA, generic PLA settings. PLA Pro. It did have like a bit of it. Look at that elephant's foot. I don't know if that's in the design though, because they're all pretty much equally like that. But the detail. This is on a 0.4 nozzle. This is, I don't even know if I did 0.08. I think I did 0.08 layers. I do plan on popping out the old 0.2 nozzle to print some miniatures for Adepticon. I will not be painting them because I don't have that skill, but that's one print I've done. Other than that, I don't think I've got any other. Oh, yeah, let's show off something. Maybe not something I printed, but shout out to Matt German. Moving forward into Smurf, I was able to finally meet Matt German in person. We crossed paths several times, but this is one of his many lithophanes. Try to get the reflection off there. It's like, okay, well, what about it? It's white with like a very tiny bit of color, but when you connect it to a power source, I don't know how well this will work. Let's see. There we go. Let me get my face off there. There, look at that. So he let us display this at our booth, and that's all printed in the CMYK, the translucents. So thank you, Matt German. If he's not watching, you know, I'll be sure to let him know. This is going to go over on my bookshelf door. So again, not printed by me, but other than that, proud wise, there is actually several prints on my desk that I am very proud of, because while I was gone, I had to message my wife to ask why am I getting so many notifications of my Bamboo Lab printers printing things and successfully. But she's allowed to use them, but she's not ever gotten to 3D printing until recently. It was only here and there, but she has went down the path and she has picked favorite filaments and different things. So I'm going to show you, while these are not printed by me, we often, I've talked about, we like to have flexies that I carry with me and hand out to children. Nora hands them out to like volleyball tournaments we go to for Ari. Always has a bag full. But go over the things that my wife has printed. We have, first up, a Peep. And of course it's the little flexi Peep. And look at that color. That's actually a really good thing for the gradient. So that is the gradient crystalline. It turns out I'm too busy looking at it myself than showing it on the thing. So just a fun little fidget that slides in place. She also did flower turtle. This is not our filament. This is a really cool matte tricolor. So yes, again, proof that I do have other than Polymaker filament. And then we'll kind of show it all together. All the little tiny flexies that she printed for Nora to hand out. Let's see if we can get them all in here. There is a frog, a dolphin, a seal, a dragon, a betta fish, another seal, a dog that she absolutely fell in love with, another dragon, and okay, so I got several messages about this little doggy here. She was in love with that dog. Yeah, so there's those. There's also, she loves this little baby dragon. Looks like a cat almost. Of course, multicolor unicorn. And then can't go wrong. Whoops, as I drop them. Balloon doggies. Balloon doggies. So yeah, so those, while not printed by me, my wife has went down the rabbit hole of printing anything and everything. So now I need to take a stock of my filament and see which ones I need to start restocking. In a S series, oh, the Starlight series, is that what you're saying, Bailey? Show and tell in elementary school, yeah. Okay, let's catch up here. Just do, my wife says, okay, there we go. Are you going to print a door jamb out of a cool infill? And I don't know. I haven't figured out what I'm doing with that stupid door yet. But okay, so so right there, that was organized when I left. That was all the gradients that just haven't been transferred into the filament room yet. And yeah, they ransacked them, taking filament out of it to print things. So this is the disarray that you'll see of when you get back. I got back at 1 a.m. this morning. So there's been no real cleaned up and organization of anything. I just noticed pinball machine. Ever played the Xenon? Yes. There was something about the center. Didn't have the bottom tier gameplay thing. I remember it. It was blue and silver, white-ish. Yeah, so that one's just a digital one. I do have a physical one back there. Love pinball. Absolutely love pinball. I mean, I love arcades in general, but pinball is definitely a fun thing. Be sweet if there were an AI app to create custom personalized Polymaker scientist models. You could. I've generated. I've played with a few. With a little remix from individual off of Maker World. Did a Halloween scientist. I was like gonna, half regular, half Halloween, or well, half skeleton, zombie-ish. I also actually here right in front of me. I have made this one a long time ago. No, I'd say a long time ago, within last year. If you notice, he's got a mustache. This is the Polymaker Sean scientist that I'm remixed, and of course printed in his color. 3D print general FDE. But yeah, that'd be a fun one. We've talked about doing different ones, decorating them up for different holidays. We just haven't went down that route yet. Slugman, yeah, Matt is. If you need to know about lithopanes, that's the guy. I mean, there's many people that do it and do it well, but that's his thing. Did you see Orca Slicer fork that mixes colors and 3D prints? Yes, full spectrum printing. Actually working with the individuals that were messing with that, creating it. So yeah, we're sending out some filament to get things fully tested, to work out any bugs and everything else. So great collaboration. Actually was brought into that group by Steve from UForge. So no, that's very, very cool. Found something the other day. Newer, suddenly reasonable spoolers, same size. Yeah, most companies, we've all kind of wanted to keep on the same universal scale. I mean, the spools themselves, most are same width, even if they're not reusable. Some vary by a little much, but the idea is you want your spool to be able to cover all of them, even though you want them to buy your filament. Keeks, yeah, my wife is definitely having fun with the 3D printing. I have to clean my workshop out now. There's a lot of scraps and brims and support materials all over. Half of it was priority there before I left, but still. Just had to leave the country. You're right, layer by layer. Okay, now let's catch up here. Could be. Yeah, they didn't print with supports. So it's actually considering very, very good the way it turned out. I had to ask her multiple times, like, wait, how's that print without supports? Like, I don't know. They didn't have supports though. Printed just like that. PrintHQ.io for filament management. Yeah, there's a lot of different filament management things now. You got spool stock, you got print stock, you got there's a new one I just recently saw. Yeah, then PrintHQ.io. Oh, the Stripe series. Yeah, this is like, you're talking about this one, like these, the quick change. It's hard to see in that, but different. It's a fun little thing. Earthquaker pinball machine, yeah. Yeah, recommend a 3D printed door lock. Yeah, I don't even have the door frame up yet. So I have doorknob. I want to put on there as thumbprint. Well, keypad thumbprint. There's not really anything to secure here, but it actually is the only way into the workshop. So, and to keep the kids out of my snacks. That's the main reason. Sound effects on the Xenon. Yes. No, the Xenon was very much a classic. We have Fun Official. If you have some fun ideas for collaborations, I would recommend emailing support@polymaker.com. It'll still likely come to me, but it's easier to manage that than directly into my email. The command keeps your place clean by making you pick up large stuff on the floor. There was a robot vac back there because it's just a enameled floor, but it has since passed away. Oh, I got my next few prints this weekend. She loved it. It's on his 13 printers. Yep. Went down that rabbit hole too, I hear, or I see. Is there a Twitch chat going on? Oh, sorry. Yes, YouTube. Sorry. So anybody watching either on YouTube or on Twitch, I pull up multi-stream, so I'm reading chat from both sides. The only drawback on that is if anything happens on Twitch, like raids or anything, I don't see it. So I rely on you guys to let me know, which you guys usually do. Good to know manufacturers are trying to work together when it comes to reusable spools. Yeah, there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff that you don't realize that I mean, I think most people know as Polymaker, we've always tried to be on the positive side of everybody, other filament companies, printer companies. We don't try to lean one way or another towards one. And yeah, because I mean, there's no reason there has to be any like negativity or war going on there. It's push innovation, you know, learn from each other and, you know, make your product. And, you know, no reason we can't work together, especially on certain things like that. Is in the end, it benefits the consumer, and that is what makes this world happen. Check out the nozzle. People working on the open source nozzle standard. Nah, I haven't heard about that yet. Dog would keep the workshop from getting messy. Yeah, my wife would obviously have access to it, so that would not be true. Yep, definitely be fun. I will review it and get back to you. I am playing catch up right now from being gone, so please allow a little bit for me to get back to you. And for those and anybody else that has reached out in the last 2 weeks, I try to keep up while I'm traveling, but a lot of times it's hard. So there is some, you know, backlog that happens. But rest assured, if you send a message, I will get it. I will respond to it. If you've messaged me on Discord and you haven't heard from me, feel free to message me again, because that gets buried, sometimes cleared out by accident, because it goes through my PC and my phone. And if I accidentally click it and click out of it, you're down the list, and I never realized I didn't read your message. Email wise, though, I go through them all. Everything gets responses. What's the worst filament company? Let's stir the pot. I don't know. It's to be, and this is not like being PR safe, Polymaker Joel. Personally, I've used a lot of different company filament. I haven't had any like major issues, like common issues, like where it was like, this failed every time I printed with it, or this clogged my nozzles. I've been lucky, fortunate enough that everything I've used has worked, or at least has worked to an extent. You know, of course, there's some more quality over others, but no, I've been fortunate. Yeah, there's devices that have had you know, lesser luck than other devices and hardware and equipment, for sure. That's across the board. I think that's to go to say, I mean, we haven't been perfect. We've had some so launches and then things that have needed readjusted, changed, updated, but that's how the companies learn. You know, learn from the mistakes. You don't know it's a mistake until you do it. Had issues with MG chemicals in the past, but I haven't seen anything I'm not even sure what Chemicals is. Is that a filament company? Never heard of them. Yeah, we talked about an anime con. We did attend Smurf. Overall, great event. Started out a little bit rough on the first day. We did. Problem is, you only have 3 hours of setup on Friday because it's at a university. They can't let you start until 6 p.m. Got the majority of the set of the wall. The wall was the first time it was in the EU, other than Inform Next, but it's the first mobile version of it. So it's always, you know, Inform Next and even TCT, it's always just been attached to a drywall as part of the booth. This one was the reason I left AnimeCon to go to Netherlands for 3 days before driving back to Manchester for Smurf, was to put the wall game together. So got everything, all the parts, pieces, brackets, and screws, everything we needed. And really the first setup was at Smurf. So there was a little bit of learning curve. I may or may not have had to put it together and take it apart and then put it back together. But then I decided while I was also in the Netherlands that I'd spend 2 days using Claude AI. I'm sorry if you hate AI, but it worked for me in a pinch, to do new programming for the game. It was due for some upgrades. There were some features I've been wanting for a long time. It was just easiest to get that done. We changed the graphics, the sounds. We added a secret mode. We'll talk about that. But we were about an hour and a half late into the first day to getting that out. So I was hidden back in a dark room, trying to get this thing all finished, working out the bugs. Overall, people absolutely loved it. It's been kind of the norm with the wall game. It's fun. It's, you know, get you competitive with each other. I had one individual, I can't remember his name. I think maybe it was Michael, had played over the course of 2 days. I would say he played 40 plus games, just trying to beat his own score. He knew he couldn't win more than one time. But we have a score wheel leaderboard too, and just trying to beat a score every time. But there's now kids mode in it. And I'll talk about kind of all the features that it has now. That'll be on the future US ones. But the event itself, actually, and I don't mean this in a bad way, I even talked to Tula from the Smurf Foundation. It was way busier than I thought it was. And it was like an instant thing. As soon as that event started, people were in there. It definitely could benefit from a larger area. But lots of cool stuff. Some of the same stuff you see. BQ was showing off everything, including the Panda Treat. Prusa was showing off theirs. There was droid builders. There was some Print of the Dead. That was actually an older couple, that between the older couple and then the wife's mother, all three of them, I want to say younger, the mother, the wife prints the things like figures, minifigs, everything else. Then I think it was the husband preps them, and then the mother paints them. And they did an amazing job. Again, wish I actually got some pictures, or some even video feed. But yeah, there was James Burton was there showing off his ball bike. Can't remember what it was called. They had a cool little activity center, maker zone for kids to play at. Fulv was there, which we've partnered with for quite some time. I want to say, nothing against all the other booths. There was a very good looking booth. Hue Forge had a very always looks great, of course, with all the Hue Forge. But Fulv had I'd say a number of his models, along with his new one, which is the trolley, and a whole train track that went around the city. It was awesome. I know Sam Prentice, when he releases his video, there was some cool footage, some cool little point of view of the trolley. But that was Fulv did an amazing job on his display. There was resellers there. Hats off to 3D Junkies in the UK. 2 individuals there actually were helping at our booth, talking to people, answering questions about the filament, everything else. And they were stellar help on setup and teardown. So again, hats off to them. And then, everything else. There's Bamboo, there's Cookie CAD, Cocoa Press, and everybody in between. So like I said, it was a very good time. If you're in the UK, highly recommend making it. plus the fact that, you know, things that everything raised there goes towards a great foundation. I want to say the raffle for the Voron Zero, serial number 0, I think, that Steve builds refurbished, $11,000 is what it raised. 11,000 something. Amazing. And again, that goes to an amazing cause. So if you're that way, I highly recommend it. It was a good event. But the wall game, like I said, is going to be updated for future events. Still got some things I want to change and update to it. But there is now kids mode. So now we can get it to where its the lower half is working for just the kids. The goal is to have everything controllable by the tiles rather than having to have a keyboard and a mouse and mess with that kind of stuff, or an iPad even. The goal will be for Rocky Mountain, if you want to play a game, you'll scan a QR code, you'll register to play, and then you can play the games, and you only have to register once. Before it was wall game, enter your name, email every time that you wanted to play. Scientist game, same email, name every time you wanted to play. So it had a bottleneck and it was just redundant. Now you're going to be able to scan a QR code. Once you're registered, you show proof that you're registered. You get to play, and you can play as many times as you want. You can only win once at each game. But yeah, that's something of, you know, to make things more efficient. Our goal, which I know Bob was in chat here earlier. Bob from California has been making some headway on a 3rd interaction. As long as we can get that complete in time, there will be 3 interactions at Rocky Mountain, and that'll be the first year that we have 3 interactions. So very excited for that. I think we've talked about it. It's going to be another fun kind of reaction game, but it'll look cool. At least in my mind, it looks cool. Bob has been, so far everything he's done has been what I've seen, and he's rolling with it, putting his creative spin on it, and I love it. I'm letting him play, letting him cook. Joel, used to know a guy with the same name. Did you? SB Creations 21. I used to know a guy. I think I went to school with a guy named SB Creations 21, but it was Space 20. His last name was 21. Everyone was so good with my 13-year-old daughter, so much better than 90% of the other events. Yeah, Mike, I didn't even get a chance to follow back up with you and even meet your daughter. Did you get to play the game, the wall game? I don't know if it was ready to go by the time you were still there. It's just chicken with my head cut off all the time. Please have the game Pitchman cosplay as the puppet. Please have the game Pitchman cosplay as the... We're all on track. I've seen there's been a 3D printed version of that fella actually at an event before. I think Open Sauce is where I saw it. Remote control and everything, and even pedal the little tricycle. Missed the Remurf crew. You'll be there in spirit. We'll try to stream. I'm stopped promising that because it never goes the way that I expect it to. But busy being feral for... Oh, so she was after the maker chips. Smart move. I wish I didn't get a chance to get one of E3D's 20 limited edition Iris ones. If anybody got one of those, I'll take it. Archiving with the collection. Speaking of backpack printer, guys, so at Smurf, of course, we've seen Mitch have several different types of printers on his back. There was a gentleman with one of those just like normal size backpacks. I don't know where mine is. Oh, it's upstairs. Normal size, like school backpack. That's just a hard case and clear. Like people use them like to transport their cats and stuff. Or some schools actually, I think, require completely transparent backpacks. A gentleman had it. Let me see. I think I got a picture of it. I don't have it pulled up on the PC, but I bet you I can. There we go. Let's see here. So, yeah, printed a little frog. So that's, I think, going to be the most compact version that we've seen of a backpack printer. So that was actually very cool. And then, oh, well, one of the highlights of the wall game, the mayor of Manchester playing our wall game. What I've learned, though, I think he was the Lord Mayor, which is a ceremonial title. Either way, guy walking around with an entourage, and we asked him to play the game, and he played it. So that was fun. We'll go through. Let's see if there's any other pictures that remind me of anything. There's just a lot of cool stuff. Said Hue Forge displaying their amazing Hue. I don't know how they get still. I understand how Hue Forge works, but how some of the stuff they get, still magic to me. We had a print-a-block printer with a print-a-block table and printers. So small, bigger, and delta and table. Yeah, I mean, there was all sorts of stuff there. Again, didn't get enough pictures. Yeah, that was the last 2 weeks of my time back in the US. Going to be at Adepticon here in a couple weeks. If you're going to be there, great. But speaking of Adepticon, as I talked, is Mike Moans has already offered to send me some stuff. Anybody in the US specifically, a couple questions. If you are into miniatures or you have the skill to paint and print, looking for anybody that's wanting to contribute anything to the table for Adepticon, whether it be, obviously it needs to be FDM printed and Polymaker filament, finished, unfinished, just anything that you think would be awesome for Adepticon if you know what it is. If you don't know what it is, you're probably not going to have anything that I'm looking for. Most people seem to know. If you're in tabletop gaming, you know what Adepticon is. Even the people in the UK. I actually ran into a guy that's going to be at Adepticon in UK. Very nice guy. May want to lead with, they have like 10 days to get it done. No. So they can ship it to my hotel. So they actually would have 2 weeks. 2 weeks, because then I'll pay for the shipping to get it to my hotel, and I won't set up until Thursday night, which is 26th. But more so looking to see people that have something, or if you need to create something, and have the time and have the desire and the know-how and the skill, reach out to me. Like I said, I knew, I think at one point that Mike Moans did what he did, forgot. Bezos reconnected us, and yeah, now we're best friends. And not just because he's, brought some amazing things that helped save my booth at Anime Con, which was reality. It was the focal point of the table, even more so than the full color Roomy. A lot of people love that, but just being able to hold something, especially when people realize that I handed it to them, the Power Claw, they lost it. Let's get a huge Hue Forge chip. The logo came out so well. No, I didn't even get very many chips. One of the chips I got, which this Fid Shell, I think it is. There we go. I would show you the QR code, but I think, so it's got an NFC in it, but I think the QR code is a token. No. Hold on, let me see what where it links to. There we go. Yeah. So get out your phones, and I'll talk about this real quick. Feel free to scan that. It's going to go to this gentleman's website, and then click projects, and then Fid Shell. I think is Fid Shell is a game. Little bit learning curve of kind of learning the game. Once you learn it, then you understand it right away. But they had given Danny Neokoi Prince, his girlfriend, a game set. So me, Danny, his girlfriend, Steve from Hue Forge, and Ian of Hue Forge, all played a game in Ian's workshop. I think the last night, Sunday night. Very fun game. It can definitely make enemies out of friends, but it's a very cool game. It was different. I've ordered magnets so I can make my own, because the trays are magnetic. I hold the game pieces in place. Watch it. There's I think you could do maybe a digital version of the game, but As you know, personally, I thought it was a very fun game. So did everybody else that played. Again, even though there was times that we wanted to hit each other, it was good times. Yeah, well, that's what but other than that, maker chip wise, I didn't get a whole lot, unfortunately. By the time I actually walked around, it was midway through the second day. Yeah, now I just need to get one of each from K2 Kevin. He's probably got the best master collection of anybody. Cast a train out of silicone. Why would you want a silicone train? Yep. Yeah, it was cool. Like I said, this doesn't help you guys, but NFC in each one that gets you a special token that creates you a free account on the and gives a whole tutorial how to play. It's very cool. 9 men's and check. Was that a game before? Yeah, so what I understand is this was a game back in the 80s, never really got popular. They reached out to the original designer of the game, got his permission to use it. They're working on a smaller kids version that's a little bit more easy to understand, but it'll be fun. We have Fun Official. It's tabletop gaming, so like Warhammer. There's Star Wars. I can't remember the different stories that they have. There's Marvel. I mean, like D&D. There's all sorts of stuff. I know Warhammer is one of the main things of it, but it's tabletop gaming, and they have like paint sessions and classes and board games and what was it, the Golden Dragon showcase, I think, where people will paint amazing things. Me and Trax were there last year, and both just amazed at what the skill of painting was. Such a small scale. It was insane. Yeah, so mini minis. But yeah, that's all there. Adepticon, like I said, is coming up. It's going to be from the, let's see the dates, 25th through the 29th of this month. We will be set up there on the 26th and 27th, or sorry, 27th and 28th, Friday and Saturday. So yeah, if you guys are in the Milwaukee area, come to the event, come say hi. We're going to be set up there. And yeah, we're gonna have a 4-foot tall dice tower, which I'm so excited about. He forges a 7 Polymaker colors maker chip. Do you have the collection? Maybe. Hey, all the extras for people to take. This guy. Yeah, there's gonna be fun stuff, but then after Adepticon, 2 weeks later, then I think 2 weeks later, is it? All night, so we got 1, 2, yeah, basically 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks. We will have Remurf, Rocky Mountain Rep, and then in that same week prior to Remurf will be Rapid. Polymaker will be set up there. Many familiar faces if you guys are in the Boston area and you are going to go to Rapid. Pete will be there, Tiffany will be there, Polymaker Matt will be there. I believe Nick will be there. I don't know that for sure. I think Nick will be there. Some of our EU team will be there. So yeah, there's going to be plenty of people that you recognize if you go there. I will just be attending Remurf, and yeah, again, hopefully 3 interactions, working out all the details now. We've got some solid people on the crew now, looking for a couple more that are going to be in the area. If you are planning on attending Remurf or have the ability to speak to people, have a positive energy, and rep a brand, shoot me a message if you're in that area. I mean, you plan on going anyway. If you want to help with the booth, because we do have a team, but we may be looking for maybe another 1 or 2 people. I don't know why I went all hype when I said that. Yeah, we have Fun Official last year. The only thing I really did was late at night while I was on my headset in a Discord hangout. I took a scooter and went and picked me up some Insomnia cookies. And then also had a street hot dog for the first time ever. Wasn't that hungry, but I'm like, there's a hot dog cart. I've got to try a hot dog on the street. It wasn't bad. I'm hoping to have something up in Canada. I know that a lot of people have talked about wanting to try to start something. I know it takes a whole lot of work, a lot of time, can take a lot of money. But hopefully we can get something going on. Maybe even just a cool meetup that we could do something fun with. Haven't locked down anything, but yes, it has been talked about quite a bit. I don't even remember what I paid for that, to tell you the truth. Philadelphia, no, I've never once had a hot dog. Well, I have now since Milwaukee last year, but nah, never had a hot dog. I've had many of hot dogs. Never had a hot dog out of a street cart. And I don't even think because I was getting the cookies, so I think I just got it like normal. I think I just put ketchup and mustard on it. I didn't get like loaded or anything crazy. It's very dodgy, but it was a very busy street where Insomnia Cookies was, because it was like tons of bars. I think that's where the universities went. So it was there was a ton of people, and they had actually carts on each side. Turf. Yep. I mean, it only makes sense. Toronto rep, turf. Late night food is horse meat. Teach their own. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, we're going to get ready for a drawing, because I've rambled on long enough, and I still need to get some rest and kind of get back on a schedule. That whole 4 or 5 hour time change, then the spring an hour ahead for the Eastern zone that I'm in. Turf, print your own affordable housing. Yeah. We have actually an ice cream place that does gourmet hot dogs, and they're amazing. The Big Bruce is my favorite, and it has barbecue pulled pork and mustard and cheese and other stuff on it, and it's yeah, really good. Anyway, let's go to the giveaway. And you don't see me. Why don't I have that on? Look at that. Boom, bada bing, bada bang. Hot dog with a man's name. Oh boy. They have names for all of them. I think they have like 15 different ones, and great ice cream. Hats off to Scoops, or 2 Scoops. Get that in there. I am awesome. We're going to do a drawing. Maybe we'll do a few drawings. We'll give myself a little bit more work to do, because I don't have enough to do as it is. Process some wins. I don't remember all the names, but yeah, there's a name for each of them. It's not like a sauerkraut dog, Chicago dog. They're all named fun names. Yeah, like I said, we'll do 3. We'll do 3 drawings. So if you don't see your name, that's okay. Hang out for just a little bit longer, and maybe you'll see your name. Do 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 do. Bing bum bum. I need to switch back to John Doe. I'm waiting on a few wins from November of last year. If you can, message me over on Discord. If you're not part of our Discord, discord.polymaker.com. I'm Polymaker Joel over in that place. We have fun hangouts. I need to have a hangout. I haven't talked to the community in a little while. Been out and about. But seriously, message me and message me the reference codes that you used, so I can look that up, because November is longer than it should have been. If it was in the January time slot, there was delay because our logistics and warehouse and everything was all getting updated. But I want to verify it's at least been processed, so that should be on its way. But yeah, feel free to message me. I will get back to you on that. And let me switch over to Twitch. Let's go ahead, and I'm going to set up a raid. I'm not going to start it yet because we're giving away 3. So real quick, make sure you guys are paying attention. If you see your name on the screen, I will not reach out to you. You reach out to me to verify that you have won on the community chat on March 10th of 2026. And you can do exclamation point contact and chat. That's going to get you my email address, or you can message me over on Discord, as I just said, discord.polymaker.com. With that, we're going to raid out to one of our first partners. Oh, come on. Why does it have to do this? Let's do. It's still not signing me in on this. I think I got an issue. But that's fine, because we can just do this. Boom. Okay. We're set up. We're going to raid out to Zombie Hedgehog, one of our first partners. I think he's doing Calm Before the Store. Smurf Review, Remurf Planning. What I probably should have been doing through this. But real quick, we're going to do some drawings. So I'm going to start now. Keep on entering in. If you haven't entered yet, they should add you into the poll. But we have only so many, like a minute, I think, to do this. We're going to do 3. Jason Wallen 84 over YouTube. Congratulations. You won a spool of filament from us. If you're in any of the stores I mentioned earlier, I don't have time to do now. Just message me. I will get you your win, and we will do another draw on now. Again, exclamation point, contact in chat for my email, or easiest, just message me on Discord. Beatles Cuber, congratulations on your win. You two won a spool of Polymaker filament. And last but not least, I can't find my mouse. There it is. Here we go. And then after this, we're going to route to Zombie Hedgehog. So go tell him hello from Polymaker 3D. Caretake 007. Congratulations. All YouTube winners this time. Twitch, where you at? Come on. Thank you all for hanging out with me on this Tuesday. We will be back on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard for Meet the Polymaker. Hope to see you there. We'll have full audio. I'll make sure of it. But I'll catch you guys next time. Have a good night.